Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Bill Chasing the Movies. Now last week's episode we had a few technical difficulties uploading some of the videos, so the videos that did upload this week are going to combine with this week's films to make one full episode. So if there's any confusion, that's why. We're going to kick this part of the episode off with the immensely anticipated Shutter Island, a film that has seen several delays and by doing so missed out on the Oscars and will be forgotten by the time next year rolls around, and at least by the Academy, but not by me. Now for me, the latest vehicle from Martin Scorsese, whose sheer brilliance as a director has brought us so many fantastic films for almost 40 years that are truly the map of great filmmaking, and I'm going to say right now that Shutter Island is no different. Scorsese has taken bold risks before, and this is almost interpreted him as putting his own variation on a haunted house or haunted place type movie that you see all the time, but he does it his way. He almost makes the genre his own. He makes the genre better than it is, and it's not as cut and dry in that, but that's how it seems to me anyway. Now, the film stars, of course, Scorsese's modern De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio. He's a magnificent three-time Oscar-nominated actor, and in my opinion, just gets better with every film he does. The movie is set in 1954, and it's at an asylum known as Shutter Island. Now, there's a child killer played by Emily Mortimer, who has suddenly disappeared, and medical director Dr. Crawley, played by another fantastic actor, Oscar winner Ben Kingsley, or Sir Ben Kingsley, I guess you could say, is baffled why. Nobody ever leaves the island alive. Nobody ever survives escape. And she's just disappeared, no body, no nothing. Where is she? That's what the story just begins, and it's a lot more than just some mystery. Now, investigating the case is U.S. Marshal Teddy Daniels, played by DiCaprio. His partner, Chuck Hall, played very well by Mark Ruffalo, is also in on the investigation, and these two have no idea what they are getting themselves into. And we see it as they enter the facility, that they have the look of confident authority officials, but clearly you can tell that the reluctance is there, that this unfamiliar environment, this eerie, gothic kind of place, really just kind of unnerves them. Now, I gotta say, it also resounds loud in both their performances too. They make it real. Now, while the two are investigating, this film is really brought to life by the eerie foreshadowing of brought to life also by many of the supporting characters, and they just unbelievably bring the setting of this film, give the setting of this film a life of its own. You got the sinister Dr. Marion, played by the great Max von Sydow, and many other great supporting performances from the likes of Jackie Earle Haley, Ted Levine, John Carroll Lynch, and Michelle Williams. Everyone in the film really creates the movie, the way that it flows along in true Scorsese fashion, where it's an understanding of you're understanding what's going on right in the moment, but you just have no idea what's going around the corner. It's not just some dumb twists and turns mystery film. It just keeps you, intrigued as to what's about to happen. Now, I was going to say, Scorsese creates characters that, sometimes may seem, all heroic and not heroic, but flawless at first. You just think there's nothing wrong with them. But they're just as problematic as anyone else in the film. Say if he has a hero in his film, they just have as many problems as the villain, if not more sometimes. Now, Shutter Island is a style of all its own. And some critics complain it isn't proper Scorsese dynamic, but yet they want him to apply the exact same context in this type of film that he would in a great film such as Goodfellas. Now, in my opinion, the storytelling direction is all there. It's all the same Scorsese style. It's brilliant. But they got to keep in mind that this is a suspense film, a psychological thriller, something that he hasn't really done since 1991's Cape Fear, another tremendous film. And yet the visuals and shots of this film just left me in awe, and not from an analytical standpoint. It is from that too, but also first and foremost as a moviegoer. And that is the thing that Scorsese has mastered: the moviegoer and the whole creative aspect of it that appeases critics as well as audience. Now, what I also love about this film is that compared to his other works is that he brings out the best in his actors, and he does that in every movie. He makes them up their game to another level. He did it with De Niro back with Taxi Driver and Raging Bull, and he's doing it these days with Leonardo DiCaprio, who in my opinion was always a very good actor after his performance in What's Eating Gilbert Grape back in 1993, basically stealing the film from Johnny Depp. Now, he had trouble shedding the whole celebrity heartthrob image for the longest time, and hurt his chances at the Oscars for many great performances such as Titanic and even Gangs of New York, which was his first teaming with Scorsese. Now, the thing is that even films such as Catch Me If You Can were even overlooked at this time as well, and yet when The film, however, Gangs of New York made critics realize that DiCaprio has something more to offer, that he wasn't just a heartthrob to ladies. He was a fantastic actor, not merely a good one. Now, since then, DiCaprio has been held in high regard, and rightfully so. Scorsese has helped give him that extra something that really put him over the mountain that he had to climb, and it showed again with such films as The Aviator and The Departed, and even non-Scorsese films such as Revolutionary Road and Blood Diamond, another Oscar-nominated role. Now, DiCaprio's performance as the seemingly easy yet very troubled Teddy Daniels, with all the World War II still fresh in his head, it ranks right up there with his best work. As the story of his character unravels, we want to know more about him. DiCaprio gets so wrapped up in this character that by the end of the film, in a figurative sense, mind you, I didn't recognize him anymore. The mark of a great actor when he becomes his character. Everything about this film made me happy to be a film critic and a film goer. As March approaches, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first great film of the year. Shutter Island gets the perfect 5.